What is up, guys? Today we're going to go ahead and start the process on getting the side skirts of the Supra ready to go. We're going to go ahead and sand, body fill, prime, and then paint on the car. It is a little bit of a longer video because I go in a little bit more in depth and learning curve on this stuff. But it's going to start with me cleaning off the side skirts, and it's going to go ahead and go through that. Just bear with me. Alrighty. Alright, so just an overview. We're gonna be sanding it. Got a bunch of sanding stuff here. Some 600 grit. What is it, 240? We have 1200 grit, just for the finer grit. Yeah, so 600, and then I believe we got 800. No, we didn't get 800. So so my plan and what I've been researching, so you're supposed to go, 400 grit is between 200 and 240 or something like that, and 400 grit is what you need so the primer could adhere to whatever you're doing. So we do it for 400 grit, and that's where you're gonna get your smoothness. That's where you're gonna do your body filler and everything. So after that, after we get it down to 400 and we have it as smooth as possible, with everything, we're gonna put it down to 600 grit. And then after 600 grit, it's gonna take out all of the deep scratches that we did with 400. And then after 600, we're gonna, right before we paint, we're gonna go ahead and do 1500 or 1200 actually. So 1200, and make sure it's all smooth and it's all good to go, so when we paint, nothing shows over the paint or even at like post everything. So yeah, so right now what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna sand down that one. We're gonna sand down with I think 200, and then we're gonna move up to 400 or 240, and then we're gonna move up to 400, and then after that we'll see if it's all smooth, and then we might even put in some body filler on some of the deeper scratches that you need to be filled out. And then yeah, so we'll go ahead and come back when we're done. Get ass real quick. Look how ghetto this stand is. Oh my goodness, it's literally just one of the radiator pipe hoses with this little pink selfie stick. Man, I should have been a freaking engineer. Dead ass. All right. I do have a tripod coming in here soon, hopefully this week. And a mic, so hopefully it'll sound and look way better than it is right now. But all right, let's just get back into it. All right. So we got it pretty much scuffed up. There's some aggressive scratches, like right here, right there, and all down here. So we're gonna see if we can sand most of it down without making like a wave kind of thing. So yeah, so it does have a couple things here. We're gonna see, I'm gonna go with a little more aggressive sandpaper, maybe 300, if I have some. I think I have, yeah. I'm gonna go with 240. Yeah, so I'm gonna use some 240 to go in. I'm gonna also be using, I don't have a proper block sander, but I do have this. I'm gonna put it over. Here, let me see if I can show you. Oh, fuck. All right, well, I'm not the best cutter, but so what you do, you just put it over like that, and then so it's all smooth and ready to go. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And try to tackle some of these deeper scratches. And if we can't really get it that much, we'll just fill over it to get a better end result. All right. Alrighty, so with this, most of it's already pretty smooth. I think, so this right here, it was chipping in there. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, so it's chipped in there, which I feel like it should be fine. Maybe smooth it out a little bit more in there. And then some of these chippings, like you can feel like a wave, which is fine, so we'll go all that. We're gonna put on some body filler right here, like in these places, so right here, right there a little bit, and then right here on the bottom. It shouldn't be that big of a problem, just because when the side skirt's here, it's not going to be seen, but this part will be seen, so that's probably the part that concerns me the most. Other than that, it shouldn't be fine. So another thing to note is when I'm going in, when I'm sanding, I'm going one way, so like one way, and then you try to get that crosshatch kind of thing, so so it's less of a noticeable scratch. I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional at all. Like, I've just been watching YouTube videos, so this is my hand on trying to see if I can do it. Hopefully it turns out well, and you guys can learn something from this. If not, there's this guy named Pratt. He does a bunch of body work, and he's great. He's amazing. So check him out. I'll probably put his information in the description. He does some amazing body work, and he also has a Supra, so that's pretty sick. Alright, so let's go ahead and prep this, and then we're gonna go ahead and see about the body filler, and I'll be back. I'm gonna go clean this real quick. Alrighty, so this is the hardener. I've been told to knead it in there because apparently it gets all wet. So optimally you want to have parchment paper, but I don't have any, so I have just this plastic. Hopefully it works, and hopefully it does what it's supposed to do. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna make a little batch, just a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and probably put like a golf ball size. Make sure you're in a well ventilated area. I have the window open. So I know it says right here, it says it has like a thing for the hardener, and then it has this little thing where you can like scoop it out. Shoot, let me see. I broke it. Whatever. So you open it up, it smells really strong. You wanna go ahead and mix it up, make sure it's all good to go. Oh, that stuff's nasty. So, alright, so we're gonna go just make a little bit. So, that's probably enough. Scrape that down right there. Should have like a spoon or something. So it's not a lot. So we're gonna go ahead and put about a drop in there, like a little bit of size in there. Go ahead and close this up so it doesn't dry out. So just a little line like that. It should be fine right there. And then we're gonna go ahead and knead it. So you're just gonna knead it inside of it. Just to make sure, so you do this all, so you can get rid of all the air bubbles. Make sure you do it well. Depending on the temperature of your room, or like the room you're working in, you're gonna have to work a little fast. So this stuff, alright, so this should be good to go. Go ahead and get a little bit, and then we're gonna put it onto the car, or on this spot right here. Probably should have done a little more. Anyways, I'll probably be back when this stuff is dried out, and then yeah, I'll be back. Alright, so this is the next day. Yesterday I ran out of some memory on my card, or on my phone, so we're gonna do this right back. As you guys can see, yesterday it came out pretty good. It's starting to smooth out a little bit here. There's some waves still cut out a little bit here, so what we're gonna continue doing is just sanding this down, make sure this is all smooth. I don't know, I might just put some body filler here, honestly, just to fill that up, but it is pretty scraped up right here. I don't think it'll matter, honestly. I might just keep it like that and then fill the rest. The bottom of the car is not going to be seen, so it'll be fine. Alright, so I'll just go ahead and do that. I'll come back when it's all smooth and ready to go. Alright, now that we've gotten most of it done, like I said, this bottom side doesn't matter, but most of this right here is really smooth. Hopefully with some other things, with like the primer, it'll get rid of some of these. It doesn't have to be perfect, honestly. I really don't care about the bottom side. It's mostly on this side where everyone's going to see everything, so it matters, but should be fine. Now we're gonna go ahead and go over the whole thing with 400 grit, and hopefully after that it should be good to get primered. Alrighty, so I got my little ghetto ass paint thing. So I have our protection. I have the fan running outside the window, so it's ventilating everything out. So what we're gonna do is I cleaned it up. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a microfiber cloth. Optimally, you want to have a tack cloth, but mine are in the mail, and I just want to get this done. If it doesn't end up working, we can always sand it off and try it again. So that's why I really like paint, or which I've seen. So we're just gonna go and clean it off. I already did this once or twice, so it should be pretty clean. And I have this on this, so I can touch it like on this side right here and spin it. Bring it back out a little so it doesn't hit anything, so it spins pretty well. Yeah. Alright, so now what we're gonna go ahead and do is prime it, and hopefully it turns out good. I'm gonna do about 2 coats and see how that turns out. If that turns out well, we'll let it dry. We're gonna let it dry within like 5 minutes between coats, and then hopefully it'll turn out pretty good. So I'll be back, probably time lapses. Yeah. What is up, guys? This is probably a couple days after I primered this. I had a couple things going on, so we're back at it. What happened is a couple things. I don't know if you can see them on this. On here, it's a couple little imperfections here and then that we're going to try to get out. We're going to try to sand out, hopefully make smooth. The process is nuts. I'll come back when this is all smoothed out, and then we're going to hit it up with another primer, and then hopefully that'll be done, so then we can paint it. I'll be back. Alright, what is up, guys? So what I've done is I sanded it all down. There's a bunch of imperfections, like little pinholes here and there, that were showing up. So we went ahead and sanded all that down, make sure there's everything. This is probably like our 3rd time primering because I freaking messed up a couple times. But now it's all pretty smooth. We sanded down with 1200 grit right before paint, so we're just gonna sand it down, make sure we have smooth lines. Like when we sand, we're gonna go one way and then the other way, like a crotch hatch, like we were saying. all the way through on everything, so everything is smooth. So then when we paint, hopefully our base coat is gonna stick and look pretty well. There's whole time, like, I haven't even started on this one. Like, we've just been doing this one this whole time for this video, and I haven't even freaking, oh shoot. Oh, that's not bad. Whatever. I fucking smacked it. But I haven't even started doing this one, so that, you know, I can see why having paint and body work on your car is so expensive, because this literally taken me like all week, and I can see why it gets so expensive and getting everything. I think I got quoted like $4 or $5 grand to get my car painted, and that's so freaking expensive. But we're gonna go ahead and wait for this a little bit more dry, and then sand it down with a 1200 grit, and then hopefully we're ready for paint. All right. Alrighty, so we went ahead and went over it with 1200 grit. I think I should go over it with like 1500, but I don't have that. I'm not an expert, so I'm just trying it out. The hardest part to get sanded is in here and to paint, because like in here, it's like very, very like smooth and around. I don't know, sorry if you can see that. Yeah, it's very smooth, but we got everything pretty much smoothed out with 1500. It feels great. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and what's the word I'm looking for? We're gonna go ahead and clean it, and then we're gonna tack cloth it, and then hopefully paint it. Let's see how the paint goes. We're gonna see if we can paint in here, and if it works well, then you know, we'll just paint in here. But if not, then we'll just try something else. All right. Come back. Alright, well, we kind of screwed up here. We got, I don't know if you can see that, we got some runs. Hopefully they can freaking wet sand out, but yeah. That is booty. We're gonna wait for this to dry. It came out pretty well, most of it. We're gonna wait for it to dry, and then hopefully be able to wet sand that out. Bummer. Alrighty, so it definitely is running. So what I'm gonna have to do is, after it dries, I'm gonna wet sand it out, make sure there's no runs, and then I'm gonna respray it again, and then after that I'm gonna spray some clear coat. Probably end the video here. I'll probably upload the final product here. It'll probably in the middle of the week. Show you guys how it came out. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching this video. Leave a comment down below and like this video. It helps me out. Consider subscribing if you guys are new to the channel. Alright, see ya. Deuces.